Hey, folks, Dr. Joe Esposito here. Glad you're with us today. I've been in practice a long time, and patients come to me all the time, and they say, Dr. Joe, I have a very good diet. I do things right. And then I sit down, I talk to them, and I say, what's your definition of right? So a lot of people think they have these healthy habits, but these healthy habits are actually bad habits, and they're backfiring on them. Now, I've talked about this in the past, but there's so many of them, I can probably do a ton more shows on this as well. So you have a lot of options when you're trying to eat right, but not all choices that you think are right are actually good for you. Some that sound healthy oftentimes have the opposite effect. And it's interesting because people have one of two reactions when I talk about things like this. One is they're perfectly fine with it. Wow, Dr. Joe, I didn't realize artificial sweetener was so dangerous. Thank you for sharing that with me. It's brilliant. Other times people get mad because if you repeat a lie enough times, it becomes the truth, so to speak. I think Hitler did that. And if you repeat a lie enough times, you just accept it as fact. And when I tell you that you're wrong, you can't accept that. The brain has a cognitive short circuit, and you say, no, that can't be. I've always drunk diet sodas. My mother drank diet sodas, and you don't know what you're talking about. So I want you to go into this part of the show with an open mind. Everything I'm telling you is true. You may have learned it otherwise or may have ingrained it in your brain otherwise, but what I'm going to tell you, everything is true. So let's talk about diet sodas. Cutting back on sugar is good. Artificial sweeteners are not. Of the 7 deadly sins, alcohol, meat, sugar, dairy, coffee, soda, and artificial sweetener, the worst of all the 7 deadly sins is artificial sweetener. Aspartame, very popular. Aspartame breaks down to 3 components: aspartic acid, phenylalanine, and methyl esters. Aspartic acid is an excitotoxin to the brain. It causes the brain to fire faster than it's supposed to. And it's called a neurotoxin. It's dangerous or toxic to the nervous system. So aspartic acid, not a good idea. Phenylalanine is an amino acid, and most people can process phenylalanine out of their kidneys. If you have a condition called phenylketonuria, you can't process phenylalanine out of your kidneys, and that could be very dangerous. Now, you might not know you have phenylketonuria. So that's another reason I don't like it. And methyl esters is the third component of aspartame. Methyl esters are methanol. Methanol is wood alcohol, and it's very dangerous. And I've told this story before, so forgive me if you've heard it before. But years ago, I went to an AA meeting. Somebody had asked me to go with her, and I went. And I was amazed. First of all, 3 big celebrities there, which is kind of cool, but I can't say who they were because it's anonymous. And I was fascinated how many skinny people, skinny alcoholics, were drinking diet soda. And I dug into the research, and it turns out that methyl esters are methanol, which is wood alcohol. So they're drinking small amounts of alcohol every time they have a diet soda. Now, they wouldn't let me speak at the meeting, unfortunately, because I was not alcoholic, which I thought was a really stupid rule. But unfortunately, these people to this day are still sucking down diet sodas because they replace their alcohol with another form of alcohol. So, not a fan of aspartame. Sucralose acts like estrogen, and too much estrogen in the body causes abnormal cell growth and fat laydown. So this is why many times when you do diet sodas, you can actually gain weight. Now, some people just live on diet sodas and caffeine and they'll lose weight. That's very unhealthy too. So not a fan of diet sodas in any way, shape, or form. Now, you can do your own soda if you like. I have a soda maker at home. I bought one years ago, and you just put water in it, bubble it up. That works great. You can add flavors to it. You could add fruit to it. You could add stevia, Lohan. Those are all okay sweeteners. Xylitol, if you take too much of that, you'll get diarrhea, but other than that, it's fine. Lemon juice. So if you have to have soda, you can actually make your own. And there are companies now that make stevia-sweetened soda. Zevia, Z-E-V-I-A, is one of them. I think Blue Mountain might have them as well. And they taste fine. And here's what's going to happen. If you try getting these commercially made diets, stevia-sweetened sodas, first couple of times you go, it's really not that good. Then you're going to go, I'm starting to like that. And then you go have a regular soda. And you go, oh my God, it's awful. So much sugar, it's so sweet. How does anybody ever drink these things? So it does happen. Trust me, it happens to everybody. So there are options to that, and those aren't going to be toxic to you, and they also don't have calories in it either. Another thing that people do, especially in my business and entertainment, I guess I'm an entertainer, is they try to catch up on sleep. They can't sleep. They work all week. They work weird hours. In fact, I was just at KISS, one of the stations I do a show on, 104.7 in Atlanta, and they had their anniversary show. And it started at 6 o'clock in the morning at a place called the City Winery. A great venue, by the way. I'll give them a free shout out. And anyway, so yeah, that was a tough time. And I spoke to some of my colleagues who were there. I said, "You're up early." They said, "No, we were here at 1 o'clock setting up, the crew and the tech and everything." So they had to get everything right and ready to go. So that's messing with your sleep. Now, you can't just catch up on sleep. You can't say, "Well, I don't sleep during the week. I'm going to make it up on the weekends." It doesn't work that way. That's not how the body works. It can actually mess with your body clock and make it harder. I knew a girl one time, and she was an anchor at one of the big radio news stations here, and she'd wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning every day. And she'd come home from work at 10 o'clock in the morning or 11 o'clock in the morning. And it was very challenging for her because during the week, she had a pattern. On the weekend, she wanted to go out with her friends, and she couldn't because she was tired. And so it messes with your health. It messes with your schedule, your circadian rhythm. So you can't catch up on sleep. Now, if you don't know how to sleep, I know that sounds silly, go to our website, drjoe.com. Just type the word sleep in the search bar. We did a show on sleep a while ago, and it tells you all the little tricks you can do to sleep. Even one of them, taking a hot towel and just laying it across your abdomen. Because heat will stimulate the abdomen, which stimulates the enteric nervous system, which is a parasympathetic nervous system. Calms you down. Works great for babies, too. When babies are fussy and they're just whiny and they don't calm down, hand towel, little water, heat it up. Only time I'll ever tell you to use a microwave. Make sure it's wet. If you put a dry one in, you'll burn your house down. And just lay the warm towel across the baby's abdomen. And you just watch them. Beep, 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 beep. They sleep right. It's really kind of cool. Red wine. Red wine is good for what? It's good for your heart. Exactly. It's not the red wine that's good for your heart. It's the red that's good for your heart. It's the grapes. And grapes have things like proanthocyanidins and resveratrol and a lot of nutrients in them. So the wine part is really superfluous. We don't need the wine. We need the grapes. The wine part makes it counterproductive. Drinking the wine can actually increase your risk of heart disease and diabetes and brain damage and cancer, dehydration, liver damage. So if you want to get the health benefits of wine, don't drink wine. Just eat grapes, even better. Now, again, if you're going to get something called resveratrol from the wine, resveratrol actually helps with the aging process. If you're going to get resveratrol, you'd have to drink about a case a day, which I don't recommend you do. Dr. Joe said I should drink a case of wine a day. No, I didn't say that. But it has to be organic. Because resveratrol is produced by the grapes when the grapes are exposed to fungus. So the grapes are getting exposed to fungus, and the grapes produce resveratrol to fight off the fungus. If the grape is sprayed with a fungicide, which non-organic grapes usually are, they don't have to produce the resveratrol. So you're not getting any resveratrol, hardly any resveratrol if you're drinking red wine otherwise. So if you're going to drink wine, it's got to be organic. It's got to be about a case a day. Don't drink a case a day. Just eat the grapes. And also, if you're looking for things like proanthocyanidins and other nutrients, we put that in Dr. Joe's Essential Source. If you don't know what that is, it's a powder. It's on our website, drjoe.com. And we take fruits and vegetables, juice them, take the water out at a very low temperature so we don't kill the enzymes. And what's left is this super high concentration of nutrients. Then we add prebiotics, probiotics, digestive enzymes, a complete multivitamin. Unbelievable. When I create, and it's over 72 ingredients in it. When I created it, the problem we have is finding manufacturers because it's so complex, this recipe. And I can't imagine not taking at least a scoop a day. It sounds like a wine. I pair that with Dr. Joe's Super Greens, which is very alkalizing to the system. We talked about alkalinity before, and loaded with vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. So I take a scoop of Super Greens and a scoop of Essential Source every day. I think you should too, because I can't imagine why you wouldn't. It's so amazing. And people from all over the world, I mean, some people, we have to ship to other countries, and they get very upset if they run out because we can't get it to them fast, especially lately. So, yeah, people love the Super Greens, the Essential Source, and you can either order it from our website or come pick them up. We have offices in the Atlanta area, Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. We would love to be your doctors. And if it's a neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain issue, digestive issues, nutrition issues, general health, we're really good at getting to the cause of the problem and not just treating the symptoms. So if you're ready to get well, if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, drjoe.com, book an appointment. Normally the first visit is $712. We've reduced that to $299. I know that's crazy. Consultation, exam, x-rays, first treatment, going over the x-rays, and a complete nutrition evaluation. That's part of the second visit too, for only $299. The nutrition review alone is $150. So if you, your family, your friends are really serious about wanting to get well, drjoe.com, just book the appointment right there. Call us. You can call us. We'll make the appointment for you there too. So again, we got back to wine now. If you're going to drink wine, it's got to be organic. It's got to be a lot. Don't drink it. It's not good for you. Another thing, we talked about this earlier, people think they're doing well by cutting out the carbs. So carbohydrates are what's called a macronutrient. Macronutrient meaning big. Micronutrients would be like vitamin B and things like that. They give you energy and they fuel your muscles and your brain. So if you get rid of them completely, like we talked about the keto diet, that may not be a good idea for long term. It's a better idea, here's the goal, to establish a good, healthy habit and stick to that for the rest of your life. If you don't know what to eat, because people say all the time, Dr. Joe, I don't know what to eat. Go to our website, drjoe.com, and type in the words, so what can I eat? So what can I eat? And listen to the show we did on that. It wasn't even a show. It was just me in a studio for an hour. And we talk about breakfast, lunches, dinner, snacks, feeding your kids, packing and unpacking your pantry, parties, Christmas. It's very easy to do and very inexpensive. You can have a salad, and if you buy a pre-made salad, they have pre-made packaged salads. Make sure they don't have any dairy products in them. Try to avoid the wheat as well. And it might cost you $3, $4 maybe. Well, if you go out to lunch, it's going to cost you $12 to $20. So you can buy a pre-made salad with dressing already in the package. Now, that's even like the extreme. You can get regular lettuce, cut it up yourself, and add a dressing to it. But if you want to do that, $4. How about you throw a baked sweet potato in there? Got an air fryer, throw your sweet potatoes in there, take a sweet potato, have that with your salad. That's your lunch. Might cost you $5. It's quick, it's easy, it's better for the environment. You don't drive as much, you don't waste as much plastic and wraps and everything else. You're exposing yourself to a lot less toxins. Why wouldn't you do that? I like to bring my lunch. It's very rare I go out to lunch anymore. In fact, I think last week I went out once, and that was like the first time in months that I gone out to lunch. It's so much easier, so much quicker. You know the quality of food you're getting. I don't know why everyone doesn't do it. If you don't know what to eat, the first book I ever wrote is called Eating Right for the Health of It. And it tells you how to change your diet. It has over 200 recipes in it. But you could listen to the show, So What Can I Eat? That's no charge on our website, drjoe.com. All our podcasts are on the website. We have over 2,000 hours of podcasts. So whatever you're looking for, type the topic in our search bar on the website. Chances are we have a show for you. And you can listen to it. You can always send us questions through the website as well. It's a little bot that pops up. It says, would you like to chat? Send it to us. Myself or my assistant, Joe, will get back to you very quickly, and we'll answer any questions you might have. So the website's a great source of information, drjoe.com. Other things you think are healthy. People go on these cleanses or these juice fasts and things like that. They're okay, but many times people do it, and then as soon as they're done, they go right back to their old diet. So I'm not a fan of that. So I'm a big fan of taking supplements. Now, what supplements are exactly what they say. They supplement a good diet. They're not instead of a good diet. They're in addition to a good diet. Now, if you're not willing to change your diet, and I wish you would, you can at least take the supplements. It's a very inexpensive insurance policy. And usually you feel great too, like nitric oxide. I take nitric oxide every day. It opens up your blood vessels, increases circulation. And it gives me a ton of energy. Only once in all the years, somebody sent me an email and said, Dr. Joe, I am a super high energy person anyway, and I didn't see any more energy with the nitric oxide. Well, that's just a side effect of nitric oxide. It has so many other health benefits. Opens up the blood vessels, increases circulation. I said, if you're already high energy, you're not seeing that much of a change, but most people love it. In fact, I was at this event early on, 6 o'clock in the morning, and like 4 or 5 of my coworkers like, Doc, thank God for your nitric oxide, man. This stuff is keeping me going. If that's why you take it for energy, great. You're still going to get health benefits from it. Okay? That's not what it's designed for, but it's one of the great side effects of it. So supplements are an addition to a good diet. Now, we talked about super greens and essential source. That's the minimum supplements you should take every day. I can't imagine why you wouldn't do that. I take nitric oxide. I'm getting older. I want to open up my blood vessels. B-complex every day for my nervous system. Adrenal support. The adrenals produce energy, hormones. As we get older, our hormone levels change. And also anti-inflammatories. So I take a handful of supplements every day. I take digestive enzymes whenever I eat a cooked meal. Carry in my car. And the other day I went out. I forgot where I went. Anyway, but there was nothing raw. So I had a cooked meal, went to my car, took 2 digestive enzymes. Awesome. It's cool stuff. So all the supplements we talk about are on our website, drjoe.com, and you could always, they have explanations of what they all do. But really the most important thing is keeping the nervous system healthy. So the nervous system controls everything. So if you have pain, neck pain, back pain, knee pain, shoulder pain, foot pain, my team of doctors and I are really good at getting to the cause of the problem. Chiropractic care many times is the solution. Sometimes we might need things like PRP, which is your own growth. We take your blood, take out the platelets, spin them down, and re-inject them back into the body to stimulate growth. It's your own cells. We have something called a sound wave therapy machine where we send, it's a little head, it goes dunk, 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 and it can tap on your body and stimulate your own body stem cell productions. Patients are loving it. And it can even be used for things like erectile dysfunction because it doesn't hurt, but it can tap the area. For women, if you cough and sneeze, if you pee yourself, loss of sexual desires and function, you can tap certain areas and it actually stimulates stem cell production and what's called vascular neogenesis. And it creates new blood cells to grow and increases circulation. That's why for sex organs, it works really well too. So a lot of things out there. It's not quite on our website yet, but it will be soon, drjoe.com. And you can come get treatment chiropractic with that, with nutrition. Oh my gosh, I'm seeing miracles every day. Because some people just do one thing. Some people just do nutrition. Some people just do chiropractic. Any of those are good. When you combine them, that's where you start to see the changes. But if you want to make an appointment, drjoe.com. First visit is normally $712. We've reduced that to $299. I know that's insane, but go ahead, make your appointment. We accept almost every insurance out there. And if you're ever in a car accident, if the car is damaged, you're damaged. In my experience, I've never seen it any other way. So please come see us immediately after your accident. Everybody in the car, including babies, get them to us because we want to fix the damage before scar tissue forms. And the insurance companies will jerk you around if you don't go right away. So drjoe.com. We have offices in the Atlanta area, Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. We want to be your doctors. We really do. We want to help get you well naturally. So we're talking today about things that people do that they think are good, but they're not. And one of the things is people read labels. And it'll say the words all natural or healthy. That means nothing. My shoe is all natural. I wouldn't want you to eat it. There's no official definition for the words all natural or healthy. So both are kind of open to interpretation. To truly understand how good or bad something is, you need to read the nutrition labels. Now, something good that happened is that now if something has genetically modified food in it, GMOs, it has to say it. And they say it, what's the term they use? Biological ingredients or something like that. And you think, I don't know what that is. Move on. No. If you see something that says biological, they don't put the word GMO or genetically modified on there because you know what that is. So if you see that, do not eat it. It's been genetically modified. It's kind of like monosodium glutamate. Monosodium glutamate has over 40 different names. Autolyzed yeast, hydrolyzed vegetable protein, natural flavors, there's that word again, could be monosodium glutamate. And monosodium glutamate is an excitotoxin to the brain. One of the side effects is headaches, muscle pain, fibromyalgia symptoms. So please, I'm begging you, stay away from aspartame and monosodium glutamate. Those are everywhere. And I really want you to stay away from them. So you really want to eat foods that don't have labels on them. That's the ultimate food, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. Now, if it has a label on it, it should have very few ingredients. And one of the rules I say is if you can't pronounce it, don't eat it. Now, there are certain things that are good for you that you can't pronounce, like maybe methylcobalamin, which is vitamin B12. But generally speaking, if you can't pronounce ingredients, don't eat it. And especially if it's this long, long list of ingredients, I don't know of anything that's healthy that has a really long list of ingredients, except for Dr. Joe's Essential Source, which has 72 ingredients. But that I know. So it's not hard to change your diet. If you can get the nervous system working, the digestive system working, and your diet straightened out, you really have a plan. Then we do things like PRP. Then we do things like sound wave therapies. And we try to get to the cause of the problem and not just treat the symptoms. For example, hand sanitizer. Of course, hand sanitizer is huge now, right? Everybody's using hand sanitizer. There's a problem. That hand sanitizer is a $200 million a year business in the United States. And it's no better than just washing with soap and water. Now, it's a little more convenient sometimes, but many times there's chemicals in the hand sanitizers that can actually be dangerous for you. So it's best to use it only when needed. I prefer you just use good old-fashioned soap and water. Studies show that widespread use has led to certain germs to grow stronger, and in many cases, that makes the hand sanitizer ineffective. Viruses, germs, bacteria, they have one goal. They want to grow. They want to survive. So if we try to kill them off, they mutate. They adapt to their environment better than we do. And so good old soap and water is still going to be the best thing you could possibly do for your hands. And I wash my hands often. I went to an event the other day. Everybody wanted to shake my hand, take my picture. And so people had their arm around me. And, it was wonderful. But I just went and washed my hands afterwards. I didn't touch my mouth. I didn't, put my finger in my ear. I didn't eat anything. I just washed my hands. My hands are okay. And then I went out and I got out my day. So I'm not a big fan of hand sanitizers. And many times they have chemicals in them called endocrine disrupting hormones, like phthalates. And that can mess with your hormones too. So try to stay away from if you can. And also I want to cover bottled water. Studies have shown that water isn't any better in a bottle than if it's not. Now, I'm not a fan of tap water because many times there's chlorine and fluorine and other chemicals in it. I have a whole house water filter. I use a company called Pure Life Water GA, purelifewaterga.com. And it wasn't cheap. It was a couple $1,000s, but it filters every drop of water in my house. Then I have stainless steel containers that I put my water in, and I carry it with me. The plastic bottles, they break down, and they have chemicals in it, plastics, that can affect my hormones. The thinner the bottle, the more it breaks down. If it's hot, you put it in the heat, it breaks down. So if you ever have a bottled water and you sip it and it doesn't taste right, throw it away. It is loaded with toxic chemicals that have melted essentially from the plastic container. I'd rather you have your own stainless steel containers like I do, fill them up, carry them with you, whole lot cheaper, and you don't have plastic to go into the environment. America's annual demand for these bottles takes about 17 million barrels of oil just to make these plastic bottles. I remember when bottles first came out, bottled water, and I thought, who would pay for water? How stupid. Well, I was wrong. I was also, years ago when I was in college, I did my first commercial. It was for a place called John's Dragon Inn, Jahn, John's Dragon Inn in Fort Lee, New Jersey, Broad Street in Fort Lee, New Jersey. And I was an actor when I was younger. And I went to my producer. Somebody sent me to this place. And it was in the basement of an apartment complex in Fort Lee, New Jersey. And it was starting this new company called cable television. And I thought, who would pay for television if you get it for free? Well, how wrong was I? But that was my first commercial. I got paid $40. Anyway, folks, I'm almost out of time. If you have any questions, send them to me through the website, drjoe.com. Please follow us on social media at Dr. Joe Esposito. I need you to do that. If you'd like to make an appointment, drjoe.com. We'd love to see you and your family as patients. And if you're a podcast junkie, just go to your podcast service and type in Dr. Joe for the health of it. Dr. Joe for the health of it is our podcast out on the podcast services. But on our website, we have over 2,000 hours of podcasts. We also do COVID testing at all our offices. I know it's coming to an end soon, but if you need a COVID test, you can go to our offices and get that done. Of course, that's free as well. But please tell your friends, share the links, follow us on social media at Dr. Joe Esposito, the website, drjoe.com.